Another name, you mentioned Tommy Rees, another name that is kind of been out there quite a bit is Klint Kubiak. So Albert Breer tweets this out. He says Klint Kubiak is a name to keep an eye out for. Still under contract with New Orleans. Saints fired their coach midway through the season. So there a lot of uncertainty in that coaching realm relative to the Saints. So he could very well be free. If the Browns want to interview him as an offensive coordinator, he probably can do that. There's some question now about Tommy Rees. The thought is Mike Vrabel, who's going to end up somewhere because everybody wants to interview Mike Vrabel. He could want Tommy Rees as his offensive coordinator because they worked hand in hand so closely this year with the tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, it all makes for a very interesting next couple of weeks to kind of see how this all plays out. Who's gonna be who Mike Vrabel's gonna say yes to as far as a head coaching job, because you said it, pretty much everybody is gonna talk to Mike Vrabel. Everybody's gonna try and get Mike Vrabel, probably the hottest commodity as far as candidates go in this head coaching cycle. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where he goes. And going offensive coordinator with Klint Kubiak, the big thing that stood out to me with the Saints is they had a lot of receivers go down with injury. I mean, just they had a banged up offense for most of the season. Spencer Rattler, a day three pick, had to start a good portion of the season with Derek Carr injured. But when Kubiak started with the Saints, I mean, they ripped up 90 plus points on the between the first two games of the season, put up a massive performance against the Cowboys in week two, the week after they had shut the Browns down. So at that time, the Saints looked like, they were going to be a team that was going to contend, and then they kind of fall apart. They make the head coaching change. They get rid of Dennis Allen, bring in Darren Rizzi as the interim. So, I mean, it would make for a good fit. I think if the Browns want to bring in Klint Kubiak, we know the connections with, Kubiak, the Kubiaks and the Stefanski system. There's obviously a lot of similarities. So if you're going to go back to the Kevin Stefanski offense, bringing in a guy like Klint Kubiak who's very well versed in those concepts, it makes a lot of sense. And obviously Tommy Rees also, just the fact that he was on the staff a year ago with the Browns. There's a good portion of continuity there that I think makes a lot of sense. So it's going to be interesting to see over the next couple weeks how this all plays out.